Hey, it's Mark,
And Craig.
and it's Songwriter's Tales. And today we're doing part three of an interview we did with an iconic Atlanta DJ. DJ's not the proper thing these days, but it's on-air personality, I believe, or on-air talent. Is that what they call him? But
That's it.
tell us who our guest is today for part three.
All right. I'm going to tell you his name, but I'm not going to tell you about him because if you really want to know, you're going to stay right here. His name is Kelly McCoy. Well, we're going to send this podcast to him and get him in this line. When you introduced me to Ed, he was, of course, the first guy I went and saw when I was in Nashville. Well, actually, I think the first guy I saw was Alan Reynolds, Garth Brooks' producer, about scared me to death. But Ed, I'm standing in two times that remind me of Ed. I'm standing in the studio where I think the Money Pit is what it was called at the time, where he used to do all that recording. And this little girl was sitting in there, just hanging out. And Ed goes, "Hey, Craig, I want you to meet Martina McBride." I went,
"Oh, you met? Oh, you met her? Okay, cool."
"Oh, yeah." And Ed just like, "Oh, hey, Martina." And then the next time I go out there, "Hey, Ed, hey, Craig, I want you to meet Peter Frampton here. This is it." I'm going like,
oh, matter of fact, I met him in Atlanta. Okay, there was a Web 4 Studios is where he was working, and great singer songwriter Paul Davis.
Yeah,
and I got to be really good friends with Paul Davis. And being the idiot that I can be sometimes, I was hanging out over there. I'd go to the studio. I was at Quixie. I'd go over there and hang out in the studios. They had this great guy over there, man. Long hair, really, really cool. He's British, nice guy, great drummer. And they were working on an album for him. His name was Nigel Olsson.
Oh,
Okay?
gosh.
And for our audience, that is
Elton John's drummer.
right.
This is where me being the idiot part comes in. I had no idea he was Elton's drummer. I just thought this was a really cool guy named Nigel Olsson. And it was just lovely, man. I can't say enough things about it.
It's like, you're pretty good. You should probably do that for a living.
But he did an album with him. But, in Web 4, I think they had the master to Hang On Sloopy by the McCoys. I think I would say that name right. And then they had the piano over there that the Beach Boys had used anyway. But Ed's just full of that kind of stuff. And just,
yeah, we're
one of the fortunate people we got to meet, being in this industry. We got to meet some other characters too, but we're just focusing on the positive.
Well, the three of us are going to pile up. We're going to rent us about a 1963 Volkswagen van, and we're going to drive to Nashville and grab Ed up. So you're on the podcast, dude. You're coming on this show.
Tell you what, if we're doing that, I'll rent something nicer than that. We can go up. Well, I got a buddy with a plane. He can fly us up there. Let's make it.
I was wanting Ed to feel bad for us.
You go, really? I'm busy. No, but yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's all. Those are great stories. Mark, what you got, dude?
You know me, radio guys love to run their mouth.
No, I was just, it's just so cool to hear all these names because, my father started out at WSB. He was a director there. And he was
TV or radio?
TV. He was a TV director for the news. And actually was the one that came up with the idea for the 4th of July parade. He doesn't get the credit for it.
He saw some stuff.
Oh, man.
So this is in the old white columns I'm gathering then?
It is. It is.
And for those that are listening, that don't know this, Mark's dad was the creator and the producer of the Dukes of Hazzard. So
that's pretty cool.
So, yeah. But yeah, you're mentioning these people. He worked with the Classics 4.
That's incredible.
He worked with Bill Lowry all the time and had nothing but great things to say about Bill.
I love Mr. Bill. Always the nicest man, always the gentleman in the room.
Was he not, man?
He was also a disc jockey on WQXI.
Exactly.
But,
he was such a nice guy.
All right, let's talk some more Atlanta stuff. I know we want a podcasts are international, but Remember Champagne Jam, all those great
Oh,
concerts
I
they
went to
did?
them at
I did
At
too.
Georgia Tech. Yeah,
Yep.
they were on Grant Field.
I was on the back of a motorcycle with Butch Lowry. Asked me what was wrong with me that day. I'll think about that now and still shudder, but those
Yeah.
great days. Back when concerts didn't, you didn't have to mortgage your house to
Oh
do
my
it.
god, I
And
mean
you have to tell people, see, back then artists could sell albums,
mhm.
and they got paid for their songs. Now streaming, you guys know more about this than I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
An artist doesn't make any money.
No.
Back then they sold albums, cassettes,
Yeah.
CDs.
Yeah.
Now you have to go. That's why you have to pay so much money to see an artist, is because
That's how they make their
merchandise
money.
and tickets.
Yeah,
That's it.
they tour. That's how they make their money.
And
You're
I
right.
was once again blessed enough. I mean, I got to meet and hang out with some. I'm not going to drop names all day, but then you go back, you hang out with the band afterwards, you party with them, and get your pictures made. Now, if you want to have your picture made, that'll be $200. You know, it's just, I mean, and I hate it for them. I'm glad they can still make a living, but I'm sorry. There was up here where I am now visiting my lady. We're not too far from Greenville, South Carolina,
Mhm.
which is a really hip and happening town. They got a neat place up there to see concerts. And the next door neighbor here is a horn player, musician kind of guy. He's also the number one doctor in town. But I was going to surprise him with tickets, and we were going to go see Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh, wow. Woo!
And so luckily now I say that he was out of town, and but I did the math. By the time I was going to do tickets and with all the ticket fees and stuff like that, just to go see her, this is going to be a $500 night for. I'm like, "What? I got a picture of me and Maurice White for free." I'll go stream them and listen or a CD or something, but,
Right.
I'm glad they're still making that much money, but when you hear the prices,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
and those cats, they like you mentioned earlier, a lot of those people signed really bad deals. And I mean, I was listening to something today when you brought that up. It brought to my Tom Petty's first deal was so bad
Mhm.
that he basically had to sue the label and
Isn't that something?
because they coerced him and said, "We're not gonna sign you a record deal unless you sign over all your publishing to us." And so he was the one that basically broke the mold and went back against the label, and then the labels quit doing that because they were I mean, Kansas, those guys were eating rice and beans for years after "Carry
If
On Wayward Son" was a hit.
any one person, two people, whatever, happen to be watching this and that are writing songs and you are successful with it, own your publishing, man, but,
Give it away.
because now it's just what's a whole new ball game, a whole new world out
And
there.
the honest to God truth is, even if you own your publishing, the money still isn't there any
Not there
longer
anymore. I
because of
mean,
streaming.
you
Yeah,
hate it
it's
for and then
yeah.
you hear like, I don't know that much about country music, but Lainey Wilson, for example, she
Mhm.
lived in a camper for 3 years
Yes.
and in the parking lot of a friend of hers. What, are you, own a liquor store or something like that, before she
Mhm.
finally made it. Now,
Right.
if anybody deserves, I've heard podcasts and seen interviews with her. If anybody deserves it, this young lady does,
Mhm.
and then, I don't know, everybody's got a story to tell, but,
Well, they've all
you
paid
know.
their dues.
Yeah, yeah.
They've all but, well, going to the streaming, I mean, you're a radio guy, so you keep saying you guys know more than me, but, I mean, do you see a time when somebody will finally go to the Spotifys and say, "What you're doing is criminal"?
I don't know. They probably have. I just, to, all honesty here, I pretty much listen to playlists. I
Mhm.
mean, it was a wonderful way to make a living playing. I mean, and I look back and I'll hear some of these songs and go, man, that was really good stuff.
Mhm.
Because most of it was real artists playing real instruments. Now with
Mhm.
all the digital stuff and auto tune and everything, and
Yeah.
I'll hear a song and went, listen to that production. And so I just, like I said, a wonderful way to make a living. But there's some groups. When I left, it was 3 years before I could hear an Eagles song again. I just couldn't. And but I
Mhm.
make playlists, and you may hear everything from an oldie on there, some funk band, it may be James Brown. Then I may go to some hip new artist now, but not many. There are tons and tons of sources out there to do that
Yeah.
stuff. But I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's
Speaking one more story. Speaking of the Eagles, In fact, this is another, cool story. I had a dear friend who worked for Frontline Management Company. They were out of New York. They managed the Eagles, Steely Dan, J.D. Souther, Dan Fogelberg. Nobody you ever heard of, right?
Yeah.
And so I was talking to a former QXI person the other day. I had forgotten he was there, but the Long Run tour was out, okay? And they were coming to the Omni, all right? Our friend Deborah goes, "Hey, how would you like to sit on stage with the Eagles?" Well, okay, cool. I thought it was backstage. No, on stage. We sat on stage. There were 12 of us, chairs on stage.
Wow.
Right behind Joe Walsh. Okay. This guy, Jim Morrison, his name, he knew Joe Walsh's manager. And his name was Smokey, I think. And so I wonder where that name came from. But Joe was on the air. They were interviewing over on 94Q. And so this girl calls up and she says, "Joe, I can't wait to see you. I'm your biggest fan." He says, "Look for me. I'm going to be in a straw hat wearing a red bandana." All right. Looking for this girl. So we're up on stage, behind them. Walsh is behind us, in front of us and everything. So he walks over to us and he's playing his guitar. He goes, "She's here." And we look down there, man, and there's this girl with a straw hat and a red bandana having the time of her life. Okay. It was great. We saw her. What did Joe Walsh do? After the concert, they always have, I think it's called the 8 Eagle Party. They had a special party they had after each show, and you got to invite different people back. We were lucky enough to go back. He invited that girl and her friend backstage.
Wow.
Just being a nice man. He wasn't trying to hit on her, pick her up. That spoke volumes to me about what kind of guy he is.
Yeah.
He could have been saying, "Hey, there's a young lady over there I think I want to spend the rest of the evening with." But no, he made her life. I'm thinking, if I'm still talking about it all these years later, she probably is too, But that was a pretty cool experience, to see guys like that. And luckily, by being around a lot of stars and stuff, it seemed that the bigger they were, the nicer they were.
Wow.
It's the one-hit wonders that came up. They were too busy to talk to anybody. Like, "Oh, excuse me, pardon me." Oh, gotcha. But the big guys didn't have anything to prove to anybody.
Yeah. That is cool.
You're talking about your Dukes of Hazzard, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was in the restroom with John Schneider.
Moving right
that sounds
along.
weird. Well, that's all the time we have. No, but I was at Atlanta Motor Speedway at a NASCAR race, and I was at the drivers' meeting, and he spoke to that. "Hello, how you doing?" They have different celebrities there and stuff. And so he was going to sing the national anthem.
Oh, okay.
And we were standing. I didn't go, "Hey, how you doing?" And we just happened to be seeing there. I went, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" He goes, "Fine." I said, "Sing pretty." He goes, "Wah," like that, waved to him and goodbye. But he seemed like a real nice guy. Did you know those guys, Mark?
Did, yeah. I mean, I was like 10th, 11th grade.
Oh,
So
man.
I would go out in the summer and spend the summers with my dad. And so my dad was like, "Well, look, you're just going to be going to the set with me." So
This is in Los Angeles?
this
or
was
where
in LA. Yeah, this was
Wow.
and so I would spend half of my time on the lot at Warner Brothers if the first unit was shooting something, John and those guys. And the other half I would go out with the second unit and they were jumping cars and
Man.
so yeah, it was cool. And John was the nicest of the bunch. Without a
that?
doubt. Without a doubt.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, it was a pretty fun. I mean, I didn't take it for granted, but I mean, I soaked it up. I mean, I enjoyed it.
Is your dad still around?
He is.
Okay, cool.
He just he is 94 and
That's great.
writing thrillers, books. I mean, still
That
writing.
is great. Where is he?
He's in Malibu. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, man, way to go.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Let's don't go see Ed. Let's go to Malibu.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we could do that too.
That's pretty cool. That's
We could
very
do that
cool.
too. So, but yeah, John was a good guy, man. He good singer, real good singer.
Yeah. Well, he released some singles
He
too,
did.
didn't
He
he?
had several
Yeah,
number ones. I mean,
yeah.
he actually had a really nice baritone voice. I mean, he was definitely he was at one point was trying to decide whether he wanted to focus on the music
How about
or
that?
yeah, he was a good dude. Still
Well,
is.
that's the thing about it. You got to see it. Craig's got to see it. I got to see it.
Mhm.
These musicians, man, they're just like we are.
Yeah.
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 I'll tell somebody this: you met. I have a in my room, my studio room at home. I call it my "I love me" wall. Just like my ego wall, and I
Mhm.
got quite a few of the pictures of me and some big stars on it
Oh,
and
I'm
stuff.
sure, yeah.
And they go, "Oh, wow, must have been cool to meet." I said, "You know what, man? They're people just like we are. They put their clothes on just like we do. They happen to have a cooler job at the time, but it's just like, hey, man, Timex tells the same time as a Rolex, and
Mhm.
when we all go, everybody's cast engraved the same thing, and but once again, it's a unique industry, and it's kind of cool to meet all these different
Truly.
people and stuff,
And
with the entertainment biz.
I was gonna mention that we want to make sure that you send us some of those shots from your islet. Seriously, send us some of your shots from your wall so that when we promote
Well, you'd
promote.
have to give photo credits because the guy who took them, Rick Diamond, I'm giving him credit. He goes nuts. If somebody will post a picture he
Well,
took
find
back in
some that aren't taken by him.
1978, you'll go, "Who took that picture?" No, I'm just
No,
kidding.
we'll be happy to give him credit. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're legit. We're
but
totally.
oh yeah, yeah, but
And
yeah, it's just
I'm going to send you an email with the S's
I'll just text
as
them to you.
dollar signs to
Yeah,
please
right.
send us pictures.
It was funny when I'll meet somebody now, my lady Deborah's, let's say her niece or somebody will see me. I don't look anything like I did back then. And they go, "That's you?" I went, "Well, yeah." Have I changed that much? But,
Yeah, we have.
yeah,
We
yes, we
have.
have. Bottom line, and like a lot of people say, "You're old." I went, "Yes, I am. I got no problem being old, man. A lot of people don't have the opportunity,
I was gonna say, it beats the
so,
alternative, doesn't it?
too many people that, only the good die young and some of the bad, but a lot of people don't make it past, early age, so
Yeah. Yeah.
every
Well,
day's a gift, y'all.
No,
I'm glad we all
amen.
made it. Well, dude, I think we're going to wrap this up, but I gotta say,
Oh,
well, Mark,
what? That's it? Only enough.
Mark,
Enough
well, no,
about
it's
me, let's talk about me. No, what?
technically it's not
Enough
it.
about me, now you talk about me.
Well,
Enough about me, how did you like my movie?
hey, I
No,
gotta
but,
go. So technically, it's not it because Mark was going to say this before I said it. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. He makes me say this every time, and this is sort of a thing. We're going to let you go, but we're going to get you to promise to come back on the show.
okay, we'll work
Was
that
that a
out.
yes?
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
you got that, Mark. We're
Oh, yeah,
still
Yes,
it's
recording.
rolling, it's
yeah.
rolling, we've got it.
Okay,
We've
good.
Hey,
got
listen,
him.
man, I really it was an honor and a pleasure. I really appreciate you, giving me the opportunity to sit around,
We loved it.
old industry people love to sit around and talk about old industry stuff and
Well,
new stuff too.
as I mentioned earlier, it's a thrill for me because I can see why you and Craig are good friends because, we're all kind of wired the same way. But it's a pleasure because, not I've been around a lot of with my dad being in the industry. I've been around a lot of people too, and I don't get starstruck, but I do really enjoy when I get to meet somebody that
I
I've
appreciate that.
listened to for years and just it's cool like you said to talk about the things and because music still is important. We're all
Yeah,
music addicts. We wouldn't be here if we weren't.
yeah.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Mark. Hopefully, we'll get to
We'll do
press
it again.
palms in person, man.
Y-
Have a
y-
cup of coffee or lunch or something. We
Absolutely
got some
love
good
to.
country cooking up here in these smaller towns,
Hey
man.
man, you wouldn't have to talk me hard into coming up to Hartville. That's nice up there.
Come up here, sit by the lake, have some nice. They have gardens up here in these smaller towns,
Oh
man.
yeah,
It's
fresh
just
fresh
it's fresh.
veggies,
Oh
man.
yeah,
Mm,
can't wait for peach season.
Oh man, yeah.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. It's been fun as
Y'all
always.
stay
It's been a
safe.
blast, man.
Hey, this is Craig with Songwriter's Tales. What does Stevie Nicks, Blackfoot, Ricky Medlock, and a band called Mother's Finest have to do with each other? Well, The bass player is named Wizard. He's an old friend of mine, and he's on our show, episode number 9. Check it out, folks.